Hey, it's Punky J. What's going on? I got a series in defense of, and I know I said I would stop with the movies, but I didn't say I'd stop with the games. So you guys got to give me a fair chance on this. There's one game in the last, I would say, maybe 5 years that got a lot of hate that I don't think really deserved it, and the one that stands out on my mind the most, this one right here. You guys see that? I know some of you guys recognize that. Resident Evil 6. That's right. Resident Evil 6 was hated. It wasn't given the most terrible review, but it's still, if you look up, like IGN, sites like that, it has a pretty poor rating. I mean, it's less than average, I would say. At least mediocre, if you want to get technical about it. But what is it with us, man? We've become so nostalgic that we just, if things are different, people gripe. But now I am gonna say this, okay? I guess I'll defend some of these assholes by saying this. Horror as a genre, video game horror is pretty much a dead art. I mean, there really isn't a whole lot left. But Resident Evil is one of the few series that we still do have. And that's why I guess I'm defensive about it, is because, stuff like Silent Hill, that's all garbage now. I mean, I can wholeheartedly say that's all a bunch of shit. There's nothing. I mean, there's absolutely nothing. And Resident Evil, I feel like has been doing a fairly good job. And look, I'm not going to say everything they make is perfect. There have been Resident Evil games I've played that I didn't really care for. But as far as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I actually did enjoy. So the ones I'm talking about, that I didn't care for were mainly Code Veronica, stuff like that. The side series, if you want to call it that. I'm the kind of guy where I just like the actual series, if that makes sense. The numbers, the 1, the 2, the 3. I don't like little side shit, but that's just me. If you guys enjoyed that, good on you. But anyways, let's go ahead and get to the game here. So basically, one thing people complained a lot about were the controls. My question to you guys is why? Why did you complain about the controls when this was the first fucking Resident Evil where you can move and shoot? You morons. Really? I mean, I would have killed to have that in Resident Evil 4 because that's one of my favorite games of all time. But it sucks because you can't move while you shoot and aim a gun. I mean, it's just... Capcom, what were you thinking? Why did it take until number 6 that you can move and shoot a gun? I mean, I'm still to this day baffled by that. And, maybe that's why I'm biased to this game as well. It's because it was the first one where you can do that, man. And, but the biggest gripe I think people have is that it's not, a horror game. It's just an action game. That could not be further from the truth, okay? I mean, look, yes, there are stories in the game that aren't exactly, spooky, jump scare kind of stuff. But you have to understand, horror has evolved. It's not all just about jump scares anymore, It doesn't all have to be about that, ghosts and goblins and things like that. It's just, I mean, for example, what was it, the guy's name escapes me. You have to forgive me, but the dude that was in Resident Evil 5, his story, I mean, it was really, more so than anything, like a first person shooter, but it still had elements of horror. I mean, it was still, in my opinion, somewhat of a horror game. It may not have been, okay, look, it may not have been super horror, but I still enjoyed it, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. But there were still stories that were very, horror related. For example, Leon's story. that was, survival horror at its best, and people shat on that. People shit completely over that. Why? Why did you do that? I mean, Leon's story was amazing. I fucking loved it, and it was long too. It was like 6, 7 chapters, if I can remember correctly. So, I mean, you guys got a game with bonus content. Basically, this game was super long. I mean, it had like, what was it, like 4 or 5 different stories. I didn't play Eva's story because I wasn't able to unlock it, but I heard that one was really, like survival horror related as well. So I don't know what it is. People are just picky, I guess. It's just a lot of hard work was put into this game, and people just shit on it. So don't be surprised, guys, if Resident Evil 7 sucks. Because if I was, a producer at Capcom, and I had people disrespect me like that, I just wouldn't even give a fuck anymore. I would just be all about that money, you know what I'm saying? And I would take advantage of my fans. I know I sound like a piece of shit, but I would, because they would deserve it, man. Really, they would fucking deserve it. These entitled elitists, it's not just the PC gamers that are elitists. They're also in consoles too, but mainly in PC. I'm not going to go into that though. But anyways, guys, that's my review. Hope you enjoyed. I know I left a few things out, but I just wanted to get to the meat of it as far as what people bitched about and my feelings. I wish the horror genre was bigger, in video games, but sad to say that there's really not a whole lot out there. The best horror game that came out though in the past 10 years was without a doubt Indigo Prophecy, which wasn't, Resident Evil, or was not Capcom. I think it was some indie developer actually, which is funny because I'm not a fan of indie games. But there was also another game made by the same people. I always forget the title of it, man. It's got the paper crane with the blood. Is it Dark Knight? No, not Dark Knight. But yeah, Indigo Prophecy. Just check that one out, guys. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to think of that other one. But I'll look it up and I'll link it in the video for you guys, because I heard that was a pretty good game too. But yeah, definitely check out Indigo Prophecy. So every once in a while, we do get a good horror. Sometimes it just takes a while. So anyways, guys, this is Punky J. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.